Good morning, folks. Lindsay Edelson with SPS Sports Psychology Solutions back in the building for another SPS Monday Motivation. That's right, getting started. It is February 1st, the historic month, Black History Month, that is, getting started. I want to appreciate everybody for following SPS. It's been a great weekend. I was down in Detroit yesterday. Shout out to my guy, Jermaine Hammond, and the Sharp Blade Barbershop. Went over there and had an SPS watch party. We were watching the Michigan State versus Ohio State game. It was a great experience. I want to shout out to everyone. Just like clockwork, Michelle, Mimi Watkins is up. Good morning, Michelle. My man Randall, young Reggie, morning, brother. Got another Monday motivation for you. But this time it's something of a PSA, Michelle, public service announcement, that is. Today is February 1st. So for the state of Michigan, that marks the first day of 25% occupancy at dining establishments. That's right. We'll finally move from carry out to getting in there to 25% occupancy. And that is a good thing. I'm all for it. I'm all about it. But here's the thing, Michelle. I'm concerned. I am genuinely concerned that we look at 25% occupancy and try to make that into 100% activity. Yeah, that's right. 25% occupancy does not mean 100% activity here in the state of Michigan. What I'm trying to tell people is this. Whether it's the governor allowing 25% occupancy at a restaurant or you making small progress towards your goals, it does not mean you turn around and put in 100% activity for that. Perfect example. When my daughter and I ride around and during these winter months, when she looks outside and she sees, snow-covered water, meaning, there's a little bit of snow, a little bit of ice accumulation on the rivers and things like that. She said, "Daddy, can you go ice skating on that? Can you ride something? Can you go on that ice?" I said, "No, baby, the ice is not strong enough. No, baby." And I have to emphasize to my daughter, because my biggest fear, like any parent, is your child doing something that's dangerous, playing on the snow, ice, or something like that. And the tragedy that can happen. Just here in the mid-Michigan area, a young man, maybe even 2 weeks ago, was on a snowmobile. The snowmobile went through the ice, and he was under the water for more than an hour, and we all know that he was not going to survive that, and he did not. So what I'm saying, not only am I giving a PSA for the state of Michigan, as many coaches and players came to the Capitol this weekend to talk about let them play. I want them to play, but I want them to continue to play. And what I want to make sure is folks understand you still have to mask up, folks. You still got to mask up. You may say, "I don't want to hear that no more, Lindsay. I'm ready to move on." But again, this is 25% occupancy. That means it's still thin ice out here. It's still thin ice. The CDC, the Center for Disease Control, that was really stymied under the past administration, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention has issued a federal public health order in the United States, which makes it a federal crime to not wear a mask on almost all forms of public transportation. That's the reality. If the feds are now saying under the Joe Biden administration, like, "Look, man, if you don't wear a mask on public transportation, you'll get a Fed charge." A Fed charge? A Fed charge. And we all know whether you are clean as the board of health as far as someone who doesn't get involved in negative activity, or you got an ear to the streets. When the feds get in, they don't lose. And they're serious about that. So how can I parallel, 25% does not mean 100% activity. Again, 25% occupancy does not mean 100% activity. How can I make that a parallel to life? How can I make that a parallel to what you're working on? How can I make that a parallel to what you're trying to achieve? What I'm trying to say is this. While you're working towards your goals, you can't get it all back in one time. Michigan State basketball is struggling. I can't tell you the comments, the texts I get. And I welcome those. I welcome my friends in the sports community that want to talk, and I share my opinion. But one thing Tom Izzo said when I asked the question about the game when they played the other night versus Rutgers, at the 10-minute mark into the game, they were down like 10-0. It was at the 16-minute mark. And that just stood out to me. I said, I want to know what Coach Izzo said to his team during the huddle. So I posed the question, what was he saying? And he told them, we cannot get it all back at one time. See, that's what normally happens. Panic sets in. We try to do too much too soon. And what I have to say to you all is just as we are easing our way out of a pandemic in the state of Michigan, we also have to ease our way into success. Now, I'm not saying don't go hard. I'm not saying don't put it all out there. No, I'm not saying that. But you have to be strategic and understand there are different things you have to do. If someone gave you some medication and gave you some antibiotics and said, hey, these are going to make you feel better, Just because you want to feel better and go outside and play right now doesn't mean you take the whole daggone bottle. You take them in succession. You take them in moderation to get to the point you have to get at. If you are recovering from an injury, I use Michelle. She knows about sports injuries as it relates to being a track star and being involved with track. If you're recovering from an injury, they're going to say, hey, do your rehab. But they're not going to tell you to go out there and do it all right now. So I just want to implore people in the state of Michigan in particular, as much as many of us want to be free from these quote-unquote government restrictions of COVID, I have to quote Tom Izzo again. He said we could have been eating out, we could have been playing ball if people would have done what they're supposed to do. Why am I so adamant about that? Just like anybody, I want to see sports come back to full tilt as it relates to high school sports. I want to be out there. I want to be covering the games. I want to be interviewing the players, the coaches, and talking about the sports culture and helping move people forward as it relates to mental toughness, mental health, and all that. But if we don't do the right things we're supposed to do right now, folks, we'll get shut down again. Everybody got to know the governor's nickname is Big Gretch. That's not just a joke. She will shut it down. So for all the people who are protesting, hey, let's get back out here and play, do know it's going to be up to communities to really take part in doing the right thing, getting things in order going forward. But again, how does that relate to overall life? We all have a finish line. We all have a goal. We all have something we want to achieve. And sometimes you can't do it all at the same time. You know, if you did any deep sea diving, which I have not, but I do know about decompression chambers. That's right. If you go down very, very far in the water, in the ocean, any deep body of water that is, what happens is it begins to put pressure on your body. Actually, I believe it starts taking away the oxygen and your blood cells and things like that. So when you come up, you can't come up fast. You can't come up directly too fast because you'll get what they call the bend. So what they have to do is that when you come up out of being in a low pressure situation, you have to go into a decompression chamber. Meaning you can't just come up out of the water, jump out and go about your day. You got to go sit down. You got to take it easy as you work to get back. Now, I know if I did a deep sea dive and I came, I'm going to want to get back to my life, get back to my daughter, get back to my friends, and get back to having a good time. But you got to take a step. Right now, Michigan, we got to step into that mental decompression chamber. Yeah, if we can go to a restaurant, I know the restaurants want to open. I know Justin Winslow, who is head of the Restaurant Association. I know he's pushing for his clients to get back. I understand that. But what good is it opening up for a short amount of time if our behavior, if our activity leads to things being closed down again? So all I'm saying is, remember, 25% occupancy does not mean 100% activity. We are not back there yet. And if you want to be reminded, you want to be put into the right mindset, remember 10 months ago when I sat and talked to you guys about this pandemic that was hitting us all, that shut us down completely. We were in the house, couldn't leave the house. But now we're getting an opportunity to get back out there. And I just really want to implore upon those who are disciplined to lead by example. I'm not telling you got to go check anybody. I see people every now and then. I was out last night, went to a great restaurant. Shout out to Jamaica. Restaurant 7 Mile in Detroit. Had a great little time to go grab some carry out and enjoy that. But about the 6 or 7 people that walked in, one dude walked in with no mask. So it's always going to be one. Now, was it for me to go and say, hey, man, you need to wear a mask? It was like, hey, let me get my food and let's keep it moving. So you have those who won't. But I think if we all lead by example, if we all set the right example, we can get back to the normalcy we want. And wouldn't it be great? Here it is, February 1st, the start of Black History Month, and here we are talking about getting back to normal. And everybody wants to have a hot summer. Everybody want to get it done. As Nas says, 27 summers. Everybody want to have a fire summer. So let's do the right thing, folks. Not just for us getting this pandemic under control in the United States and throughout the world, but just keep that in mind for life. As you work towards your goals, you have to be systematic in moving forward. I'm not telling anyone not to go hard. I'm not telling anyone not to go all gas, but you still have to keep things in mind. Because if the ice is not completely frozen, you will fall through. If the ice is not solid, you'll hurt yourself. If the ice is not solid, you can lose your life. And that's a tragedy. And we don't want that. So again, 25% occupancy does not mean 100% activity. Let's mask up. Let's social distance. Let's use the hand sanitizer. Let's wash our hands. Let's get our act in order. If other people can't step up, you lead by example. If other people can't meet you where you are, you be the example. If other people can't do the right thing, you keep it moving. I want us to have a great summer. I want life, as we know it, to get back to some form of normalcy going forward. So with that, as I hit the 10-minute mark, I want to thank you guys for supporting SPS. SPS is looking to get out here and help our young people and adults as well to have the right mindset, the right mentality. Again, thanks to the Sharp Blade for hosting the SPS Watch Party. You can host an SPS Watch Party too. Get in contact with me. Serious inquiries only, as they say. But we want to come and support your business, support your brand, and make you part of the SPS family. So with that, I want you guys to have a great day. Have a great week. And as we always say, let's do it brick by brick. And again, 25% occupancy does not mean 100% activity. Don't let a minor success make you into having a major setback. With that, nothing but love. We see you guys next time. Take care.